didn't came here to want to be a MVP.
Defended by Paul. Look at the feisty defense and the steal. Here comes Chris Paul the other way. After Bridges got it, and then they drew the other way. And the Suns are on top. Foul here in the swipe.
The idea of him being a top 5 player in this league, hopefully, mercifully, is over. Listen, it is what it is. He's a really, really good player.
On the drive that time against Morris and the Golden State Warriors starting to get that old championship look in there.
When it comes to European players in the NBA, there's a rich history of talent that has reshaped the game. European players have left an indelible mark on the league. But now, a new question is being asked: is Nikola Jokic the greatest European player of all time? Nikola Jokic's journey to NBA stardom is as unconventional as his playing style. Drafted 41st overall in 2014, Jokic was far from a sure thing. In fact, when the Denver Nuggets selected him, ESPN was showing a Taco Bell commercial, an ironic prelude to a career that would prove to be anything but ordinary. Jokic didn't arrive with the fanfare of a top pick, but he quickly made his presence felt. Unlike the athletic marvels often seen in the league, Jokic's game is built on skill, intelligence, and a touch of the unexpected. His passing, in particular, sets him apart. Watching Jokic thread a one-handed bounce pass through traffic or lob a perfect alley-oop with a flick of the wrist is like watching a magician at work. But while his passing is mesmerizing, it's just one part of what makes him a unique talent. Let's dive into the numbers because they tell a story of their own. Jokic has consistently put up stats that are not only impressive but also historically significant. In the 2022 to 2023 season, Jokic averaged 24.5 points, 11.8 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game, flirting with a triple-double average as a center, a feat that would be astounding for any player, let alone a big man. But it's not just about the raw numbers. Jokic's efficiency is off the charts. He shot 63% from the field, including 40% from beyond the arc, and posted a true shooting percentage of 70%. These figures are unheard of for a player who handles the ball as much as Jokic does. His player efficiency rating per of 32.8 for that season was the highest in NBA history, surpassing even the likes of Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Let's not forget his playoff performances. Jokic led the Nuggets to their first NBA championship in 2023, earning Finals MVP honors with averages of 30.2 points, 14.0 rebounds, and 9.7 assists. His dominance in the postseason, where the stakes are highest, only further cements his place among the greats. Passing like a guard, dominating like a big. What makes Jokic so special is that he breaks the mold of what a center is supposed to be. Traditional centers dominate in the paint, gobbling up rebounds and protecting the rim, but Jokic plays like a point guard in a 7-footer's body. His court vision and basketball IQ are unparalleled, allowing him to see plays before they develop. Take, for instance, his ability to orchestrate the Nuggets' offense from the top of the key. Jokic often acts as the team's primary playmaker, using his vision to pick apart defenses. Whether it's a no-look pass to a cutting teammate or a full-court outlet pass after securing a rebound, Jokic's passing arsenal is unmatched. He can throw passes with either hand off the dribble from awkward angles. There's seemingly no situation where Jokic can't find the open man. But Jokic isn't just a passer. He's also a scorer of the highest order. His touch around the rim is soft, almost delicate, yet deadly. He has a wide array of post moves, from the classic hook shot to a Dirk-like one-legged fadeaway. When he steps out to the perimeter, he's a legitimate three-point threat, forcing defenders to guard him everywhere on the court. To truly assess Jokic's place in history, we need to compare him to the other great European players who have graced the NBA. Dirk Nowitzki is often regarded as the gold standard. A 14-time All-Star and 2011 NBA champion, Dirk revolutionized the power forward position with his ability to shoot from deep. His signature one-legged fadeaway became one of the most unstoppable moves in basketball, and his longevity allowed him to score over 31,000 points, making him the highest-scoring foreign-born player in NBA history. Then there's Pau Gasol, a two-time NBA champion and one of the most skilled big men to ever play the game. Gasol's versatility was his hallmark. He could score in the post, shoot from mid-range, and pass, as well as any big man in the league. His basketball IQ was off the charts, and he played a crucial role in the Lakers' back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. The other notable mentions include Tony Parker, a 6-time All-Star and 4-time NBA champion, who was the engine of the San Antonio Spurs offense for over a decade. His speed, craftiness, and ability to finish around the rim made him one of the best point guards of his era. And let's not forget Manu Ginobili, whose flair and creativity brought a new dimension to the game. Or Arvydas Sabonis, whose prime in Europe and brief NBA career still left an indelible mark on the sport. But how does Jokić stack up against these legends? Dominance in a new era. One could argue that Jokić is the most complete player of the bunch. Dirk was a better scorer and Gasol might have been a more polished post player, but neither had the all-around game that Jokić possesses. Jokić is a better passer than any of them, and his ability to impact the game in so many different ways makes him a unique talent. Moreover, Jokic's impact on the game goes beyond individual accolades. He's transformed the Nuggets into a perennial contender, much like Dirk did with the Mavericks. But where Dirk had to wait until the twilight of his career to win his first championship, Jokić has already led his team to promised land at the height of his powers. And he did so while putting up historic numbers, making his case as the best European player even stronger. The impact of culture and style. Another factor to consider is the cultural impact Jokić has had, not just in the NBA, but globally. He's a superstar who doesn't fit the typical mold. He's not flashy, doesn't seek the limelight, and often downplays his own achievements. In an era where self-promotion is almost as important as performance on the court, Jokic's humility is refreshing. His style of play has also influenced a new generation of big men. Young players coming into the league are now encouraged to develop their playmaking skills, regardless of their position. The traditional roles of positions are breaking down, and Jokić is at the forefront of this evolution. He's shown that you don't need to be the fastest or the most athletic player on the court to dominate. Instead, skill, intelligence, and teamwork can be just as effective, if not more so. Challenges and criticisms. Of course, no player is without their critics, and Jokić is no exception. Some argue that he benefits from playing in a more offense-friendly era, where the pace of the game is faster and defenses are less physical compared to the past. This argument suggests that Jokic's numbers are inflated by the modern style of play. However, this line of reasoning doesn't hold much weight when you consider Jokic's efficiency and versatility. Yes, the game has changed, but so have the demands on players. Today's NBA requires big men to do more than just score and rebound. They need playmakers, shooters, and defenders. Jokić excels in all these areas, making him a player perfectly suited for the modern game. Others might point to Jokic's defensive shortcomings as a reason to place him below other European greats. It's true that Jokić isn't an elite defender in the traditional sense. He doesn't have the shot-blocking presence of a Rudy Gobert, the lateral quickness to switch onto guards. But Jokić is far from a liability on defense. He's a smart positional defender who uses his size and basketball IQ to make plays, whether it's by drawing charges, grabbing steals, or disrupting passing lanes. When evaluating whether Jokić is the greatest European player ever, it's important to consider his legacy. What will Jokić leave behind when his career is over? If he continues on his current trajectory, it's likely that he will be remembered as not only the greatest European player, but one of the greatest players in NBA history. His influence on the game is already being felt. The next generation of big men is looking up to Jokić, trying to emulate his playmaking ability and versatility. His success has also helped to further internationalize the NBA, showing that stars can come from anywhere in the world, not just the United States. And then there's the impact he's had on the city of Denver. Jokić has brought a championship to a franchise that had never won before, cementing his place in Nuggets lore. He's also helped to elevate the profile of European basketball, proving that players from the continent can not only compete but dominate on the biggest stage. Conclusion, the greatest European player ever? So is Nikola Jokic the greatest European player ever? The answer might depend on who you ask. Some will still hold Dirk Nowitzki's longevity and scoring prowess in higher regard, while others might point to Pau Gasol's all-around game and championship pedigree. But when you look at Jokic's combination of scoring, passing, rebounding, and overall impact on the game, it's hard to argue against his case. Jokic has redefined what it means to be a center in today's NBA. He's a player who can do it all, and he's doing it in a way that no one else ever has. His stats are historic, his achievements are significant, and his influence on the game is undeniable. If he continues at this pace, there's a good chance that, when all is said and done, Nikola Jokic will not only be considered the greatest European player of all time, but one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA. The debate will rage on, as all debates about greatness do. But one thing is clear, Nikola Jokic has already earned his place in the pantheon of basketball legends, and his story is far from over.